In this video, we're going to be going over one of the first major common obstacles in meditation, and this is how to deal with a mind that just won't shut off. I still remember my early days of meditating, sitting down and trying to focus on my breath, and my mind would just go wild. It would just be going at 100 miles an hour, zipping around all over the place from this story to that story, and the harder I tried to focus on my breath, the more my mind would spin. It was tough because it made me feel like I was no good at meditation. But eventually I learned that you can actually work with thoughts in the same way that you work with the breath. And so in this video, we're going to learn how to actually just bring our attention to the thoughts and stay there and actually notice the thoughts themselves. So what do we do when the mind is on overdrive? Well, just as we've learned in the past, instead of trying to fight the thoughts, we just allow them to happen. You can just let the thoughts come and go. You don't have to push them away. And instead, in this practice, we're going to actually bring our attention to the thoughts. We're going to notice thoughts coming and going. A useful way to think of this is imagining thoughts like clouds floating through the sky. And so each time a thought comes, you can actually just see it as if it were a cloud floating along. So in this practice, we can let our awareness be like the vast open blue sky, and each time a thought comes, it's just a cloud floating through. And what you'll notice is that just as with clouds, they just come and go. They're impermanent. They never last for long. So when thoughts are getting overbearing, when you're having too many thoughts, just allow them to come and go. Just see them as clouds floating through the sky. And again, another thing to remind yourself is that it doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong if the mind is thinking. This is just the natural inclination of the mind. It's what the mind was made to do. So when you notice yourself thinking, don't worry about it. It happens to everyone, even meditators with decades of experience. So in this practice, we're just going to bring our attention to thinking.
Today we're going to work with one of the most common obstacles in meditation, which is an overactive mind. And we're going to go through how to actually be with thoughts as opposed to trying to push thoughts away. So when you're ready, go ahead and find a comfortable position. And then just gently allow your eyes to close. And we can start with a few deep breaths. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Allowing the shoulders to drop, letting go of any tension or tightness in the body. Allowing the muscles in your face to soften and relax. And just letting go of any unnecessary tension. Setting up this good foundation for mindfulness practice. We can also invite some equanimity, what we practiced yesterday. And again, just set the intention to not react to anything with craving or aversion, to not push anything away, and also not try to grasp onto anything, and just to let things come and go as they are. Just setting that intention for this practice. And then allow your attention to come on to the feeling of your breath. Practicing your mindful breathing. Just asking yourself, with your eyes closed, how do you know that you're breathing? What movements or sensations in the body tell you that the body is breathing right now? And really bringing your attention to these physical sensations, seeing if you can stay with the movement of the breath. Just following the rising and falling movement. And today we're going to practice mindfulness of thoughts as well. So when you notice yourself thinking, we can first acknowledge it, and then instead of bringing your attention back to the breath, just allow your attention to stay with the thoughts for a moment. And you can visualize the thoughts as if they were clouds in the sky, understanding that your awareness is like the vast blue sky, this open expanse, and all the thoughts and emotions and feelings are just clouds floating through. So each time you notice that you've gotten lost in thoughts, just take a step back and recognize another cloud, another thought. And then, of course, you can always bring your attention back to the breath whenever you are not sure what to do next. Just feeling the rising and falling of the belly or the chest. Again, noticing when thoughts are present, not judging yourself for being lost in thoughts. practicing that equanimity, non-reactive awareness, and then just acknowledge thinking, just another cloud floating through. This thought will pass. This thought is temporary, impermanent, and bring your attention to the present moment, reminding yourself that the mind was made to think and to wander, so it's not doing anything wrong. It's not a sign that you're doing the meditation wrong, or that you're a bad meditator. It's just the mind doing what it does, just the mind thinking. See if you can just notice it. Right now, it's like this. So when you notice a thought and you realize that it is like a cloud floating through, see if you can then turn around and ask, what is awareness? If the thought is a cloud, what is the blue sky behind it? Asking yourself, what is this awareness? Onto which thoughts appear and rise? And just feeling that open space of awareness. Again, returning your attention to the breath whenever you get too lost in thought. And we can also send some gratitude to the thinking mind, knowing how important our mind is in terms of us getting through the day. And so sometimes we get frustrated with the mind that doesn't shut off. But ultimately, knowing that everything the mind does, it does because it's trying to help us. The mind is trying to make us happy. And so, just sending some appreciation, saying thank you to the mind for doing what it does, even if sometimes it is a little misguided. And then to end this meditation, you can take a deep breath, breathing in deeply and breathing out slowly. In your own time, just gently allowing your eyes to open reconnecting with the room, starting to bring some movement back into your body. Now you know how to work with thoughts and emotions in a meditation practice. Tomorrow, we'll be working with how to deal with distractions in the environment. I'll see you tomorrow.